Let us have a look at passage number 7 of the paper. This passage is about fearless or free speech and moral choices in district towns. It says that the collector and the police superintendent, the two prime symbols of the law and order state, the power to monitor life in the Basti state, finely tuned to the perspective of the local notables. This fine-tuning, the author says, has now loosened a little as a result of local notables getting diversified. The loosening, however, has brought no relief to the limited tribe of so-called local intelligentsia who yearn to exercise their right to free speech and association. An unprecedented increase in the number of guns of every variety over the last 2 decades or so has made the district towns altogether unsuitable for the practice of enlightened inquiry into matters relevant to public welfare. So there is violence developing in these districts, and due to that it is not suitable. The place is unsuitable for the practice of enlightened inquiry into matters of relevant public welfare. Both administrative and political life in the district, at least in northern India, are steeped in corruption and civic disorder, patronized by the powerful. None of the instruments of civil society have the strength to subject either either power or authority to any kind of public scrutiny. So the author says that none of the instruments of civil society have the strength to subject their power or authority to any kind of public scrutiny in this matter. It sounds melodramatic and totally unacademic to say this, but the truth is that someone who lives in a district headquarter and does not appreciate the stringent limits within which the constitutional guarantees of free speech may be enjoyed pays by getting roughed up or killed. Why many more are not killed is because life in a district town quickly socializes you to apply good sense. The stringent limits within which fearless speech can be practiced are only the four walls of your home. So the question here asks us, the tuning between the local notables loosened because the power to monitor life in Basti got diversified, the local notables got branched out, the local literati yearned to practice free speech, or is it because the number of goons in the town increased? Well, the tuning between the local notables loosened. This is very clearly mentioned in the first paragraph, where it says that that fine tuning has loosened as a result of the local notables getting somewhat diversified. So as per this, the answer should be the local notables got branched out, option B. This is very much clearly mentioned in the first paragraph itself. According to the passage, which of the following statements are true about district headquarters and towns? People who dare to practice fearless speech are killed. The only safe place where one can speak without any fear is one's home. Some people in these towns have learned to deal with the restrictions placed on them. Well, this is also quite a straightforward question. If you look at the statement 1, it says people who dare to practice fearless speech are killed. So as per this statement, it seems like all the people who try this are killed. But if we look at here, it says that one who does not appreciate the stringent limits within which the constitution guarantees of free speech may be enjoyed pays by getting roughed up or killed. So it is not necessary that all who go beyond these limits are killed. Some might be beaten up and some might be killed. We do not know. Therefore, we cannot say that people who dare to practice free speech are killed. It is there in the passage that they are beaten up or killed. So this is an incorrect statement. The only safe place where one can speak without any fear is one's home. This is very clearly mentioned in the very last line of the passage, which says that the stringent limits within which fearless speech can be practiced are the four walls of your home. So yes, this is correct. Some people in these towns have learned to deal with the restrictions placed on them. Well, this also can be concluded from the second sentence of the third paragraph here, which says why many more are not killed is because life in a district town quickly socializes you to apply good sense. So from this we can infer that life in such towns teaches one to apply good sense. From this it can be inferred that people learn to deal with the restrictions placed on them. So this is also correct, and the answer will be option C. Let's move on to the next question. By free speech, the author means freedom to the learned to express their ideas, freedom to speak fearlessly against the miscreants of the society, freedom to subject power and authority to public scrutiny, freedom to voice one's opinions and ideas. Well, throughout the passage, the author says that free speech has been curbed in these districts. So by free speech, the author refers to the freedom of voicing one's opinions and ideas. Here, if we look at option A, this is incorrect since right of free speech is not for the learned only. And this particular statement is restricted to that. Therefore, this is incorrect. Option B is also incorrect because it talks about a particular element of free speech, that's speaking against miscreants of the society. But the passage goes much beyond that. Freedom to subject power and authority to public scrutiny, this is also incorrect because the author makes the reference of subjecting power and authority to public scrutiny in a very different context, and it's not related to this particular thing. So this is incorrect. Therefore, answer will be option D. The next question says, corruption in administration has prevented people from inquiring about matters related to public welfare. So is it correct or not? Well, this is an incorrect statement. Irrespective of the fact that there is corruption in administrative and political life, people are not able to make inquiry due to hooliganism. The passage doesn't point out corruption to be the reason to prevent people from making inquiries into such matters. Also, the right of the general public to question people in power has not been talked about in the passage, which is there in the second statement that says general public does not have the right to question the people in power. This has not been spoken about in the passage because they simply can't do anything about it. That's what we know. That's what we get to know from the passage, that people here just cannot do anything about it. Thus both these statements are incorrect, and the answer will be option D.